Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice.
Don't speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're
We're
now
live. My
tuned
thing is not
into
coming on.
Naughty or Nice.
Hold up. Okay, Stace, this is not going to give me any
You're
trouble.
now tuned.
I'm going to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into.
It won't take it. Sorry, guys. We're not supposed to be on
You're
yet.
now
We're
tuned
actually
into
testing
Naughty
microphones.
or Nice. Let's go.
Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want no fake love, me only.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me want no fake love, me.
Aha! Yeah, water. I understand. My head's going to bust.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into
I can't get it to play.
Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal.
Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets.
Shining light and be lovebird.
Shining light and be lovebird.
Shining light and be lovebird. Shining light and be lovebird.
Shining light and be lovebird.
Shining light and be lovebird.
Hello, everybody. Those that are
We're gonna
watching, I'm going to give you a few minutes to join in. Hope you guys have had a wonderful day so far.
The intro was terrible. The connection is really bad. So it played the introduction song terrible. We can't help what happens on these lives. We just have to roll with the good, the bad, and the ugly, honey. And hopefully we won't have a whole bunch of hiccups for this hour. And we started a little bit earlier tonight just to try to get out those kinks. Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee.
How are you? Renee, we're having technical difficulties. I hope y'all can. I don't know. I don't even know tonight. I don't know. Vonda, you can't just, honey, you have to talk to these people. You can't just sit there and look at them reading.
You tell me what to do. I'm looking at something. Hold up. I got this.
You're like in zone land. I can't even think straight.
I was looking at something about what we're about to talk about. But anyway, y'all, those of you that are on here, how has COVID affected your life, your daily life, and your relationship so far? I know it's hectic trying to go out, then get back in and be worried, trying to take all your clothes off at the door to take a shower and do this and do that. It's a lot to ask, but it's worth it to stay safe. But everybody's life has been affected in some way or another. That's for sure. I, for one, be glad when they go ahead and decide to snatch all the shit back that they don't put out here in this air so that I can get back to my normal daily activities in life. Because it's very hard trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to listen to the rules and follow the rules that we're supposed to follow in order to stay safe. So it's affected me personally in just doing things that I like to do daily and worried about my family all the time. Like if I'm going around this person, that person, trying to stay protected, going out in the air, and it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Hey, Darnell. Yeah, and then like, covering your kids every time you have to leave the house, go to the grocery store is a pain in the ass. Sex is a pain in the ass. And then trying to have a
Is
relationship, honey, is a pain in the
it?
ass. It is. You're afraid to touch the person you touch him hard. How do
Yeah,
you
that's
know? It's when it's
let alone
inserting.
I know ain't nobody out here trying to get some. Let alone I know ain't nobody out here trying to get some new with the COVID going on, get some
But
coronavirus. Yeah,
people still do. I mean, people are. They still want to go on dates and all kinds of stuff and
nah.
sit amongst. I mean, we went to an event this weekend and it was close. We tried to stay 6 feet apart. We was together a lot,
But
but
we're
it's
together
hard
like
because
that.
you want to socialize and you want to be in the mix of stuff, but then in the same breath, you're like, oh God, this is like a headache. It's like a headache to have to toggle whether you can touch somebody, hug somebody, not hug somebody, go to the store, stand 6 feet apart. It's all kinds of rules. It's all kinds of crazy going on. But then, I did hear statistic wise that things have changed. The divorce rate went up. The abuse, domestic violence has went up on people beating the hell out their wives. Honey, when you ain't used to sitting long with somebody, you probably would smack the shit out of them when you're sitting home with them long enough.
It did bring out some beats now for sure. Renee said so much being put out there, you really don't know what to do. But I've been trying to take precautions. It's rough. It is rough, Renee. It's hard, girl. I'm trying to tell you because it's just like, when you go out and then, you used to kissing on, I'm used to kissing on my little grandbaby and all this stuff. But since we did that event the other day, I kind of been staying away from everybody because you just don't know who is infected because you can feel good one minute and then, be asymptomatic and don't know that, you're sick or whatever the case may be. And then there you go, got your whole house sick. Then I'd be all paranoid because my throat's sore. And I think that's from us yelling and having a good time. Lord, let that be what it is. But, I'm just so paranoid about that. So I'm like, been having my mask on since I've been home because you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Yeah,
it
and then you
don't make it no better.
it's different. It's different out here. When you go outside, it's almost weird. You see everybody in masks. You don't know who. Someone can rob you. All you gonna know is their eyes. Well, I saw their eyes. They touched me, but I saw their eyes.
That's how you go see. And then that's another thing. You don't know if that's the case, if they wearing a mask for protection or coming to rob your ass. You just don't know. Hey,
Right. Hey,
Orlando. Orlando
Yeah,
said, hell, the only club I've been to in months is Sam's. Yeah, right. I was in there
and
yesterday.
even with Sam's is taking precaution too. They got you standing like what the one over here does. You got to go in. I think it's 15 at a time, and 15 got to come out.
Not
So
the one
you can't just run up in there, honey. They got us blocked off. Florida and I think Texas and Florida has shut back down.
they have.
For this thing. My job is pushed us out to August. So yeah, it's a lot.
What are you going to do when this second wave hit? Because it's coming and it's supposed to be far worse than the first wave. And it's also supposed to have pneumonia and the flu in it. And people that's depending on, all this help that they have put out the first time, that's no longer going to be available because unemployment funds are running out. All the help that you're getting from your mortgage companies and rent and all that shit is about to be gone and wiped out. So people are really struggling, and that means jobs are going to close back down, especially if they're talking about closing everything down again from July, September, and October. No, July, August, and September. Sorry about that. But the next 3 months is supposed to be closing down again. So, and then they're talking about the grocery stores are really, you know how bad it was the first time. This time,
you couldn't find anything. So y'all better start stocking up now, honey. Y'all better stock up.
Because there's going to be nothing. You see how people were savages in the store fighting over toilet paper. Now you think you have to start fighting over food and water and all this other kind of stuff. And
but it might end up like you remember when Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana and like everybody was hungry and they just started having sex because that was easy.
I can't fucking hungry.
Let me tell you something. You ever look at if you really think about it, if you look at the Ethiopian channels and the channels when they're showing people starving, you see pregnant women, right? All the time on every commercial, you see somebody pregnant. down throughout history, the one thing people always find time to do in any crisis is have sex.
Yeah.
The
Well,
inside your damn head, and you're gonna think about a piece of ass somewhere in there.
not me. Renee said, yeah, I think it would be worse the second time. It is, Renee. It's going to be far worse, you know. And when you got these babies, these little kids and stuff, you really got to be careful with these little kids, because in the daycares and stuff like that, because, you know, parents still going to work and having to drop their kids off. So you don't know, you know, I was watching something just yesterday. A lady picked her little girl up, and 2 children had tested positive for COVID. And she took her little girl to the hospital right when she picked her up. She was fine. Later that night, when she went to tuck her in the bed, her little girl was on fire, and she was on live, and she was like, her heart was beating so fast it felt like it was coming out from the inside of her chest. Little bitty girl, probably like 3 years old. So, you know, that's a small body for that virus to attack. So let's see. Renee said, I thought their bellies was just big.
No, Renee, they have sex. It's a given. In any situation, a man gonna think like a man, honey. They don't be thinking about, oh, the woman hungry. They figure you have sex, you forget about the hunger.
So when you hungry, you still gonna cook.
When I'm hungry, I don't even talk. So no. I don't even want
sex. You're gonna be hungry when you're done. So
I can't even think straight when I'm hungry, but you know, but most people do, you know, and I'm not saying it's probably not the women, it's probably more towards the men. I'm kicking this on because men stay like that. They testosterone be all over the place, honey, and they just be thinking, let me get a little bit. The one thing you heard about in Hurricane Katrina was a lot of people was getting raped in that dome. There's a whole bunch of folks getting raped.
That's because people just say,
people, you know, if the world here, you think if the world go nuts here for nothing, people out here ain't ready for shit to happen, honey. They're already scared, so they gonna just be scared a little bit more, doing a little bit extra.
People scared, but they're not taking the precautions either. You know, and then people taking it so lightly and taking it as a joke until it hits really, really close to home. That's the thing that worries me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just not taking precaution, and then, you know, you're going around want to hug everybody.
And you know, and you know, I've had it hit close to my home already, so I know I've been there.
You know the seriousness of it. You can't play
the seriousness of it is real. So yeah, it's rough.
Renee, that's what I just said, honey. You got to feed me. You're not just gonna be digging out in this and don't feed me. I gotta eat. You know, right after you have sex, you know, you be thirsty and you be hungry. You gotta feed me and you gotta give me something to drink.
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Some people can screw on a hungry stomach. The growl goes away. You think about it, the sperm gonna feed you. And then 9 months, I'm talking about when it insert food, and then, you know, it kind of nourishes the stomach from being empty.
Well, I don't know where you got
y'all facts. I'm not just saying this. I'm so for real right now.
I don't know where you got that logic from, but that has never happened to me.
That's true. It's so true. You be laying there, people in all kinds of situations. That's all they ever think about. Let me get a piece of ass.
You said the sperm fills you up.
The sperm is coating. It's like thick. It's some coating. It's gonna do something in there.
If you in your vagina, that's not in your belly.
I mean, I guess you can have COVID and you know, like put your mask on and just kind of don't kiss and just.
Oh my God!
I'm just.
That's a
couples out here that's having a hard time. You know, if you COVID down and you trying to protect yourself, there's way people might start going to videos. You know, they might start videotaping and sending it to each other, and you know, you don't know. You got to use your mind when it comes to stuff like this. Open up your mind, honey. Set your soul free.
Renee said, Shelly, ain't no dick gonna prevent me from being hungry.
Don't make me laugh. I got an ear infection. Jesus God, my ear's gonna bust.
I don't know what she's talking about. I got to
trying to tell you. Well, I don't know. I have had sex on an empty stomach, and it is rather fulfilling because you got to think about it when you lay there and you're not thinking about your stomach no more. You ain't never been hungry and just be like, let me just get a little bit.
fucking
Get off it.
if you trying to give me some this and I'm hungry and that means you ain't got no money to feed me, so you're not fucking me anyway.
I'm talking about in serious times, like when things are going on, when some
That would
stuff
be the last
takes
thing
place.
on my mind. Seriously.
It will not, Vonda.
I'm
Tell me
telling you.
right now during this COVID time, you ain't thought about no.
Of course. I
Okay,
thought
so you
about
think
it.
about it, and you get tipped off every once in a while, you know, and you might not be hungry, but you be like, Lord, the COVID ain't gonna stop it. He ain't masked down.
Girl, I got all kinds of toys to keep me
Because
company.
you know, even eating coochie could not be safe during COVID. What if you eat somebody coochie and you catch it from their cuckoo?
Coronavirus in the pussy. Hey, Renetta. Renetta
It could
said,
be possible.
wait a minute. Renetta said, imagine how many babies will be created from this name Corona and quarantine or quarantine. Shake my head.
No.
No, there's more to do than screw around during this time. Craziness. Right. I don't know what she talk about, y'all. Kendra said, after I finish, I need a whole meal and some water.
See, ain't no pleasing everybody, honey. You can't please everybody.
Yeah, that means she's just a freak over there. She don't care if she's sick, blind, crippled, or crazy. She wants some dick.
I mean, I'm just giving y'all. I'm thinking out of the box here. So if you have a lot of people, we're thinking a lot of people are breaking up. A lot of marriages are falling apart. A lot of people are divorcing during this time. A lot of people are having issues. Why? Used to being in the same space for so long with the person that they're with. A lot of times you don't see your spouse and your boyfriend all the time. You be at work 8 hours. And when you get off, you're doing something. By the time you get home, it's time for you to take a shower. Just lay next to him. You be like, okay, good. This is all we got to do. But then when you got to look at him every day, shouldn't be. That's enough to make you crazy.
Orlando said, so now I can't eat the cuckoo. Renetta said, Shelly, I'm going to send you my ginger spice peach Hennessy cheesecake. It looked so good, Renetta. Oh God, it looks so good.
What? Food?
She don't need no sweets, but she be eating it anyway.
Girl, send it on. Send it on.
Anyway,
y'all.
Back to what you were saying, you know, and a lot of times, you know, and the COVID is causing people to have to stay in the house, like you said, and not used to being around each other. And, you know, you have to think sometimes work and school is the only outlet that people have to get away from that. You know, and then to think too, a lot of these kids are home and the only meals they depended on were at school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, and that's what makes me sad because, you know, we had people around here delivering lunches to the kids and stuff because that will be the only time they eat, you know? And it's just like, it's bigger than, you know, the virus itself. You got to think about the families that are really, really affected. You know what I mean? So,
but you think about it, like my son's school still does the food bank. They have, you know, they call every Monday. We're doing the food bank for families need bread, cheese, water, whatever they giving, honey. They do it every week. So some places are still doing the food bank for those who don't have. But there's a lot of shit about to become real.
Yeah, people better take heed to it. Orlando said that's true. You need some space and time away from each other. You do, because you get sick.
Oh my God, yes. You will go crazy looking at somebody every day. I mean, really, you'd be like, oh my God, again, you.
Like,
you know, you again. Why are you in my?
Right. Keandra said, yes, and kids in abusive homes breaks my heart. Yeah, Keandra, that's what I said. It's really sad. Renetta said, facts, more domestic violence cases increased during this pandemic. That's what we said when we first came on, Renetta. It has, you know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's like you know, getting frustrated, probably can't go see their side piece or their girlfriend, and they locked up with you because you looking at them going, where you going? Everything's closed. You know how women can be. We probably, where you going? Everything's shut down. Where you going? Because really and truly, yeah, you gotta think. You gotta think for real. Where you going? Like, where you going for real?
Right.
Where are you?
Yeah. It's scary, y'all.
It's pretty bad.
And you know, we already have 121,000 deaths alone in America. Now you think when the second wave hits, They don't have, the hospitals are running out of room. The nurses are afraid to go to work because they don't have the proper protective gear to wear. They lying to these nurses and telling them they're going to pay them X amount of dollars to keep them working, and they're not getting that money. And then they're keeping them away from their families. And then when they go home, they got to quarantine from the family. They can't hug their kids.
They can't just hug and hold. Yeah.
It's like, it's a drastic lifestyle change. And it's like stressful on these people, like these essential workers, these people on the front line is trying to help everybody and keep everybody healthy and stuff. I mean, they devastated. They don't know what to do, losing all these people back to back, and there's nothing they can do to help them. You know,
right. It's a big thing.
To not enough ventilators for people. It's just this second round, y'all better get ready. I'm telling you. Hey, Monte. Monte said he's kids and families in the APS district, making sure they're safe and well fed. That's good, Monte. Monte loves the kids now and the elderly. He does that. But you know, it's so sad. It's sad. But it didn't even have to get to this if we had a competent person in office. But that's a whole nother topic. But you know, it's all about
just people listening to what they're saying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, they did open up back to places for certain people to go certain places. We ourselves have been out a bit, you know, trying to do what we do. But then in the same breath, you know, we're paranoid when we're out there. We're like, okay, God, please just cover me as I have to go through this, you know. But it's not a place where you want to be. Although we look like we're smiling and gliding at the seat of our pants, it doesn't mean that we're not thinking. You know what I mean? We are.
Orlando said, I said that in the beginning, it's relationship survivor going on. And Michelle, you're right. With the world being locked down, it's hard to get your escape. It is, because this second lockdown, y'all, serious. I'm telling you. And I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be right here. You're going to be right there. We're going to be doing Shelly Live and V-Love Bird virtually.
From the seat of our pants.
Hey, Amos. Amos had been working in a nursing home for 20 years, no extra pay at all. I know it. And that's what they telling people. They were like promising, like one of my nieces works, she's a CNA, and they were offering like $20 extra on an hour because she actually got it. Going to like jumping from hospital to hospital because they didn't have nobody that wanted to work. They were afraid to go.
To work, yeah. And it's mandatory at some hospitals that you got to do 12-hour shifts. 4 days, you know, you're working around the clock and you're covered. I mean, you got every gear on that you possibly can, but in the same breath, you're away from your household. You're trying to protect other people. People can't go in the hospital with other people.
That was the thing. That's why I was saying. All of them didn't have proper protective gear, is what I'm saying.
Because they ran out. You know, they ran out of it. And now some hospitals ain't even testing you if you don't look like you have. If you go into a hospital, I mean, I work for one, but if you go into a hospital and you don't have symptoms, hey, they ain't trying to check you. If you look, you can say, because a lot of people are going saying, oh, I got a headache. I got one right now. Matter of fact, I got a headache. I got a migraine. I got, you know, they go, you have a fever. You say no. Okay, well, we ain't testing you for COVID because we got to save these tests for when they really necessary. We can't just be giving it to everybody that say they got a headache.
But that's not to say you're not positive.
Well, you think now you can be positive and don't even know you're positive. You ain't even got to have a fever.
Right. Exactly.
Look at D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley didn't have a fever. His son didn't have a fever.
Who?
D.L. Hughley.
Right.
He just passed that on stage.
I know. Keandra said, yes, as a person who works in the hospital, it truly is a whole different level. People don't understand. Stay home, wear your mask. Hand hygiene is key. Soap and water, not hand sanitizer all the time. Orlando said, it's been days. I've just taken the long way home because I've been tired and just tired of being in the house. True, Orlando. And Renetta says it's even crazy with these businesses too. Employees getting COVID-19 and not shutting down to sanitize. Companies are only thinking of money and not giving a flip about people's lives at all. How is that being essential? You are exactly right, Renetta. It's all about the mighty dollar. They don't give a damn if you're blind, crippled, crazy, or sick, as long as you can keep their business. Because guess what? The ones running the businesses are not in the business. It's people like us that have to go to work to these businesses and keep them operating. So they don't care what's wrong with you? Because guess what? If you get sick and you got to be out of work, they're just going to replace you and put somebody else in your place and keep it moving. That's just what they do. They don't care about nobody's health or well-being. It's all about the money. Hey, Nita. And they did. Yep, Nita, I agree. They did open back up too early. And if y'all notice what they opened up first, what we tend to flock to: barbershops, beauty salons, nail shops, gyms.
But you do know there was a petition signed by the barbershops and the beauty shops. They did a petition saying they needed to open because that's how they survive. It wasn't just like they opened it. They actually did a petition for that, and they won the petition.
In Georgia.
Yeah. All over. It was a petition that was passed. That's what it was based on. A lot of people were saying that it was because it was black. It had nothing to do with that.
Well, think about it.
It was actually a petition. I mean, we flocked to them. We flocked to them, but that's how they make their living. You think of barber, if he ain't cutting hair, he ain't making no money.
True that.
A hairdresser, she ain't making no money. If you own your own shop and you ain't doing no hair, you ain't making no money. So you think like dancers, strippers, that's how they make their income. If they don't have if there's nothing open, they ain't swinging on no poles, anybody getting a hitter, they stuck. Their life is probably a little harder.
That's everybody who couldn't go to work. But anyway, I know what you're saying. Renee said, I think we were not and still are not properly prepared for the. Of course not. No, not at all.
And then you think the average person doesn't even have a savings account. The average person doesn't even have stuff to fall back on. You have people, sad enough, you have people that live paycheck to paycheck. Every week counts. You try to tell people, you try to school people and say, hey, you need to put up a little, so I don't care if it's $10, put something up, honey, because you never know when shit is going to go south. But the average person literally is living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
just
you're absolutely right.
Minimum of their household.
You're right. My taste is facts. I'm out here working roadside and they're not giving us any hazard. Wait a minute. I lost it. Okay, not giving us any hazard pay. Baby, you got to be careful out there. I'm telling you.
You have to be, because when you drop down, they're gonna step right over you and keep it moving. You're
right, Orlando. And Orlando said they can be open, but it's your choice whether you go or not. That's true.
Right. They can't force you to come in. Now they can say you can lose your damn job, but they can be and feel not safe.
And my teacher just brought up a good thing, because all these people, a lot of people that work maybe 2 months probably out of their life, you got to go to work and they making more money sitting on their ass from the unemployment of people that still got to go out here and work.
And then some companies got paid to make people go home, and then they were still trying to penny pinch the employees and not give them the money that they were supposed to get for being at work. A lot of companies did that.
But what I was about to say was, people that might have worked 2 or 3 months out of their whole life, and then this pandemic hit, they can sit on their ass for all these weeks and get all this money, $780, $800 a week. And then you still got to go out here and make this $300, $400, $500 a week or whatever you make, and you busting your ass, and you've earned that money and earned the right to stay at home to get that money.
Right.
But you're sitting there ain't done shit and getting this money, but you still got to go paycheck to paycheck and risk your life at the same time to make
at the same time. Yeah.
That is not cool. Nita said they sent out a survey to us and parents about how they want to do school in the fall. You can only encourage students to wear masks, but can't require them to wear one.
Right. Ryan the Lion said facts. I mean, it's just true. It is what it is out here. You got to protect your family and you got to make conscious decisions sometimes and say, hey, is this worth what I'm doing? Is this worth not what I'm doing?
Common sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Rose. Rose said, I'm tired of being in the house, but there are people out there still living their life like ain't nothing going on. I want to be safe and pray for this to be over. You're right, Rose. People are living like that, like ain't nothing, especially these young people. They act like they untouchable. They've gone about their day life.
They probably don't know no better. They probably ain't thinking it can really bother them, really, really and truly. But my son works in the mall. He works in the mall. He goes to work spraying down boxes all day. If a person touch a box, he can't touch that box. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scene. But the mall's wide open. You got all the teenagers under the sun running up and down in the mall, honey.
But now statistically, it's hitting these teenagers hard. These young people getting it hard now. because
Yeah.
they open these beaches back up way too soon. If they would have waited a couple of more months and gave them time to, try to at least centralize something, or get the numbers down, it might have been okay to travel and open the beaches and stuff. But they didn't want to do that. They're hard headed. They still think they can do what they want to do. They're young, they're wild, they're free. They can do whatever they want to do. So that caused a spike in it too. For these people.
Example would be when July 4th comes. Let's see how many people. Let's see how the jumps July 4th after that weekend passes, because everybody's going to be wanting to barbecue. They're going to want to gather. We passed by what was it used to be Dugan's on Flash Hills Road the other day, and it was ram packed. You couldn't get one car in the parking lot. That's how packed it was. You talking about 100 and more.
It was packed like everything was all good.
Just a regular club night. It was crowded. I mean, it was stupid crowded.
Nita said, "Well, I'm not going to be in. I'll be an online teacher." I know that's right, Nita. Let's see.
Yeah, because they gave a vote to the parents to vote whether you want your child to go back or do online. And I don't know what the decision is yet, but I know that they did give us the option to vote for the kids to go back to school in August.
Orlando said, "I've saved so much money just throwing my dollars at my phone instead of at the actual strippers." But keep throwing it in. I'll put a slide on my so you can just slide it through. Let's see. Renetta said, "Shoot, I need my hair done now, but I'm going to rock my Afro puffs, twist, Afro in my wrap until it stays being natural and still slay at home. What else do you have to do? Nothing." Renee says, "They actually are not paying most essential workers hazard pay, and we were working less hours than normal." I know. That's what I was talking about. And that's just not right, period. Nita said, "Well, that's how our young people think. They always think they're invincible. They take it back on their parents and grandparents." Yep. I am too, Renee. Renee said she put her butt in the house on the 4th. I am too, honey. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, it's a long weekend. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm so paranoid from the little hosting thing we did. I don't know if I'm making myself sick or if I just don't feel good. I don't know. I'm just paranoid.
And I know I've been sick all day. Like, I'm just struggling tonight, y'all. I'm really having a hard time on this podcast. I'm trying to stay focused, but I want to lay down so bad. Like, my head is about to swing off.
Yeah. Yes, honey. I'm staying home. Listen, to all this is over with. We're going to be hosting y'all like this. I am.
Yeah, we'll just be close. We'll cook some food and share it via the mail. Stuff it via the mail.
Yeah, this shit is serious.
I think the second win is going to be uglier than the first one.
It is.
I got a feeling that Trump is going to do something ridiculous, as always.
It is ridiculous.
And it just depends on what happens and how many people decide to listen. We're going to eventually run out of masks, honey. Everybody's making them, but they're not really protecting you because they're not N95s. That's the first thing. We're wearing the mask, but we're inhaling anyway. So I think what I was told, whether you wear the mask or not, you still can, it could be on your clothes. You can walk it right in your house. On your clothes. My family member didn't get it from somebody not having a mask on. They got it from somebody walking in the door.
Renee said, "Child, I question my own cough. Every time I cough, I be like, oh Lord, I'm just scared."
And I wonder if it hurt, right? I get a headache. Like my head is pounding. I've been telling her that all day. And I'm like, girl, my head is hurting so bad. But I got an ear infection, so I feel okay. I'm like, okay, my ear is hurting, so that can't be like that.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be drinking hot tea with some lemons, all kinds of hot shit, because they say it's the cold stuff to keep it living. I'm trying to kill whatever it is. If it may, I don't care what it is. I'm taking
my elderberry straight from the root of the tree.
Girl, nasty sea moss, whatever the case may be. I'm about to be on it.
This immune system lifted.
I'm not playing. I can't.
But I would suggest just, talk to people. If you're lonely, talk to someone, call them. If you're feeling horny, take a video, send it to each other like that. Be like, hey girl, your boo, your girl, your guy, take a little snapshot, send it over there, send it over here, and keep yourself aroused and going, however you do. You know, if
Me
you,
either,
if you,
Renee.
got, if you got a husband or a boyfriend, you know, roll over with your mask on. Like, honey, I know you. And hey, you have a cute mask on. I don't know, tie a bandana around your face, but you got to keep it up. You got to keep it spicy. I'm telling you, people killing each other in these houses. I'm trying to tell you, it'd be more cops in the neighborhood, lugging people
And
off with one.
and you know too, when you sexually frustrated, that'll make you mean too, and you're in the household. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Renee
yeah.
said she didn't even lie. Monte said aloe vera juice and honey.
Yes, Monte, I got some organic, some natural good. Four. I got a whole bunch of them in my refrigerator. I did a whole overload of that stuff the other day.
Nita said they're to vote using absentee ballots, so they have to count by hand, not to go in on machines, so Trump can get his Russians messing with things again. Right. Carly said, no sneaky link for me tonight. The struggle has been real since COVID.
Or y'all can go hit up, girl, you know, y'all can hit up Keisha's page and just get some toys and knock yourself off. It works just the same.
Well, y'all better utilize the toys. That's all I'm gonna say. Wash your hands.
They can't give you anything. You just wash them off and put them away. Roll them up and put them away.
Wash your hands and wash your toys.
Wash your hands.
Role play like you're a bank robber and she can be the scared bank teller.
You know, I was listening to this guy on Facebook and he was saying that one of the things with the pandemic that came that was supposed to be washing your hands, like they keep enforcing washing your hands. And they're like saying it like it's this big thing. Don't you supposed to wash your hands anyway? Like they should not have to tell people every second to wash their hands. That's just nasty.
You'll be surprised how many people don't. You go in the restroom.
Oh, we know. That's why we don't do bring the dish in to work, because you don't know who and what they have their hands on.
Girl, people go to the bathroom, go right up and walk right
and
up.
Just don't wash their hands at all.
Nita said her boo in St. Louis right now. So okay, Nita. So you're gonna be doing some video conferencing, I imagine. Keandra said,
or you could just pray.
Wait a minute. Keandra said, I guess, dang, nothing like a real blood throbbing man, honey.
Y'all go to church, watch Sunday service, and you will be fine. Pray.
Mate said, go to the drive-in and watch a movie. Yeah. Watch it, damn. Yeah, Anita, right.
The drive-in might be the most safest place because you ain't got to get out your damn car.
Yep, you'll be in your car.
Yeah. You in your car, honey. You could be in your car and just don't even be worried about it. Ain't catching nothing here. The movies you can't go to, you know, you can't do movies, you can't do date night. So it's a lot of stuff you can't do.
If you got a man, you can do date night in the house.
Hell, if he ain't beating you up.
I ain't talking about him. I ain't talking about that. If he gonna beat me up, something else, don't beat me up.
If he ain't beating you upside your head, girl.
Right. I never shook hands. Only fist bumps. Yeah. Hey, Neat.
Yeah, everybody's doing the elbow and stuff.
Neat said, I've been eating good and fucking every day, so I'm in good hands.
Neat, get off the live. You are not supposed to say that to the people that are horny on this live.
You done stirred up some shit, Neat. Everybody horny.
Everybody running around here trying to get a little bit.
She's talking about, so that means I haven't been anywhere yet. Monte said, come on, Shelly, meet me there.
Yeah, we'll do video checks.
Yeah, that's your baby. You can say what you want to say, Neat.
Speak your mind.
That's my niece. She don't know how to do that. That's what you come out.
At least you're getting it from somewhere, and it's in your own house, which is even better.
Now she gonna get hers now.
Okay.
I don't blame her.
And there's a lot of porn, y'all, that you can watch too, and just knock yourself off and tingle a little bit here, tingle a little bit there.
Look, I said if it's available, get it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then and then every once in a while you might have that one little visitor that you got to. I saw. Let me spray you down. Come in with your mask on, honey.
Well, just like, shh, shh, shh. Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready. I'm ready.
Uh-huh.
Ram at the door.
The word she. Uh-huh.
Try to
Y'all,
tell you.
listen, though, this COVID thing is serious, y'all. This is like, I'm so ready to be over it already so I can get back to my traveling like we want to do and all this other stuff.
There was so many things canceled, and
they put a damper on life.
I can't. Oh my God! I think I got to cancel Delta. It's so many trips. And you want to go somewhere, you got to be quarantined for 14 goddamn days. That's ridiculous. But I was watching like Jamaica, St. Lucia, Guyana, all these islands, no cases reported because people was doing what they were supposed to do.
Americans are hard-headed.
Americans are hard-headed. So when you live in these little islands and your life really matters to you, and you already know you already got a little bit going on, you can't afford to be out of work because you really are hungry and you really have real life problems, you ain't trying to go out here and do the extra. You're trying to sit your ass in the house.
Right.
Americans got too much to do.
Yeah.
Too much to do. We do. And although we make it look fun sometime, we make things look like it's a whole bunch of going on and there's a whole time we question what we do too.
Thank you, Nita. She said we look good for our ATL baby. Thank you, Nita Bud.
Thank you, Nita.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and we met a lot of people, but we was trying to stay away from everybody. I kid you not. We was kind of like trying to keep our distance, and it's hard to host trying to keep your distance, but we did a pretty good job, I think.
Keandra said so true, Shell. Yeah. But I'm just ready for this to be over, y'all. I'm tired of being scared and worried. And my kids is tired of me talking about coronavirus, COVID-19, but I be trying to push it in them.
You work in a hospital and you see it like we see it, you be like, I don't want to do that.
Hey, Mama, don't nobody want to hear that today. I said, well, you won't listen if you're around here because I got a note on my door saying no.
And I'm going to tell you another nasty thing for those of you that smoke weed. If you're smoking a blunt amongst a whole bunch of people and you're spitting on the tip of it and you're passing it to the next person, how the frick do you think coronavirus can be spread? Are you stupid or are you just stupid? I mean, I understand you might have a bunch of people together in one gathering, but if you're passing a blunt, baby, you passing the spit right on it.
Yeah.
You might want to do a joint and save your mouth.
Or don't smoke. How about that? But that ain't gonna happen. But that's true. That's true.
But you got to think about some of the things you're doing. People are like, I'm passing the blunt. You passing spit, and they say, how is it transferred? How are we getting this? Something comes off your mouth. The cough. There's something trickling off of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just keep it 100 if we're keeping it 100. You can't do that. Some things you got to think with your brain.
Mm-hmm. You are right, my dear. And I don't even think about it because you see a group of people, especially if you're passing somebody and they're just passing the blunt, pass it. If I smoked, I would smoke my own weed.
It's gonna be my own shit. I'm for real. Like I will never just have somebody put their spit on their mouth. I just think that's the grossest thing in the world. Like and then pass it
to make it stick.
And they use they spit. I mean, if you really think about when you smoke weed, unless you're smoking your own stuff, and I'm not promoting, unless you are smoking your own stash, you're an idiot if you're passing it around to everybody because everybody's spit is touching it. It takes spit to hold it together. You're licking it and someone's putting it on their mouth. What? You can catch herpes. It's so much you can catch from a blunt. Someone could have a pimple in their damn mouth and you done sucked it in yours. You better off getting somebody to give you a bullet, a shotgun, and blow the shit in your mouth.
Right.
Or go and buy your own weed. Makes life a whole lot easier. But some of the things we do, we really need to think about what we're doing and say, this might play a part in something else versus just saying, oh, fuck it, to hell with it ain't gonna happen to me. I'm untouchable. Honey, you ain't untouchable when it comes to shit being caught. And if you think about it, I'm not no religious person like that, but if you think about the Bible, they say in the last days, you're gonna see some shit you never saw before. So maybe this is the shit that we never saw that's coming. And he's trying to tell you, open your eyes, be alert because you're blind.
Orlando said you need a movie booty call. She went to the store to buy some plastic wraps so they could go down and wrap the whole body up. Booty call. Hey, that's what's gonna come to Orlando. If you
Don't be
ain't
like
already
in
got
Africa, honey. Sew the shit
plastic
up.
booty
If you
call,
sew extra, sew it up. Sew it up. Sew it up.
listen.
But can't nobody
Everybody
get in.
to be careful, be really, really cautious. Don't be hugging people, don't be shaking people's hands. And if just try to keep the people your people you care about safe. Everybody, if you out in public, just keep
Or
it safe.
stick to
But you
people that you
still
know are being safe. You know what I mean? You could be, no one's saying don't be around nobody, but if you know the people
right.
that
Just
you're
be
rolling
cautious
with
you
is
are.
careful, they're cautious, they're mindful, that's one thing. But you just can't be around people that's just out there, just running free every day.
You're right, Monte. Miss Shelley said that COVID was a blessing and a curse because we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for COVID. We was just sitting around bored and trying to come up with some shit to do, and we just went live and just to make people
And
with
just
it.
decided, hey, it's working, some things, some people benefited from COVID, and then some people are really catching. I feel bad for people. What about homeless people? What about people that's living in shelters? What about people that really are having a hard time? Like, we complain about little small shit. We can't find some toilet paper. But what about somebody who's really out there in the street? They're here, they don't even hear about the COVID. They ain't got a TV to watch the news. What about those people? Where the shit is real, and we up here complaining about every little thing that in the world.
But you know what it did do? It made people get up off their ass and do something. It forced people to be creative and come up with different ways to make it. Because as Black people, we used to adversity. So when something comes at us, we know how to rise to the top like cream and make shit happen. A lot of people don't know how to do that. But at the same time, it caused so much discord, and from normal everyday life. But it made people, like you said, Monte, it is a blessing and a curse. It made people get up and see what they were capable of doing to maintain and take care of their families. Because you got to do what you got to do, on any given day. But it forced people to get up and say, listen, I still got to feed these kids. These kids got to eat. They got to do this. I got to still pay these bills. Whether we get this little break or not, this still going to come and we're going to have to do it. So yeah, it made people get up and be creative and tap into other things. Hi, Rodriguez, he said, we all will be exposed at some point. I just can't live in fear, but at the same time, not be a fool, calculated risk. That's true. I agree with that, Rodriguez. I do. I think that is true. Nita said, it was a blessing for many of our seniors that were failing tests and got pardons so they don't have to take them because some of them will not have graduated. Oh yeah, they still need to study regardless. Monte said it forced people to see the constant injustice Black people go through. That too, along with the person that's in office. Yeah, and it's just it's just so much to say about it. We're in a sad state right now. And it's like you live in day to day. And Rodriguez, like you said, you don't want to live in fear, but you still have common sense, and you got to take precaution to make sure you're protected. The people around you are protected. The people that you're exposed to and that's exposed to you. It's like a lot. You can't just think about yourself. You got to think about everybody. I know your head hurts, but you got to. Everybody, yeah, you look like you're about to pass out. But
I'm hanging on, y'all. I'm really hanging on tonight.
But it's it did, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, but I was saying it forced people to be creative because you still got to take, if you got your kids, you got to take care of your kids. You still got to do what you got to do, and it forced people to become entrepreneurs. I mean, just do stuff. Like I see so many young people grinding, getting it, doing what they got to do to survive and take care of
it. Take your kids, for example, prime example. Them girls go out there and make mountains shake. They move. They move. They don't sit and wait for nobody to give them nothing, honey. Them girls are on point. You know what I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Commendable girls. They go to be like, I'm going to get it. And they go and they get it. But they probably got that.
You got to go get it, and don't wait for no handouts. You got to go get it. But be safe. You know what I'm saying? Nita said it's scary. I'm not only scared for myself, but for my other family members. Right, Nita, because you have a lot of elderly family members, and that's what's scary too. You know, okay. And then the people that have compromised immune systems. You can't just be going around people and exposing people to things, because people with lupus, the elderly, cancers, all this type of stuff. It's just you have to think about the big picture, because this shit is really serious, and people not taking it as seriously as they should. It is, Rodriguez. We were talking about that early, how hard it is to date. So you better enjoy yourself right now. Don't be trying to go out here dating and get coronavirus on the dang-a-lang. You gotta be careful. You can't do that. So, or if you got somebody and y'all, you're in. But I commend the people that have followed the guidelines and stayed in, like really quarantine their families and themselves. I commend those people, because it's really, really hard. Because I be trying to keep mine in. They want to be here, be there. Because I wasn't even letting them. I said, y'all leave out this house, you ain't coming back in. I would tell them. And they were like, well, man, we got no. And then I'd be spraying everybody at the door with Lysol when they walk through my door. I have my can at the door. I got wipes at the door. As soon as you walk in, they be like, well, okay, if you don't want to come in and don't get sprayed, you got to stay outside.
Stay outside.
That's what I'm doing. I told Rodriguez that it's been so hard dating right now. I said, well, Rodriguez, you better get used to staying by yourself. I said, oh, you're going to get coronavirus at the dang-a-lang.
Well, you know what? You can go on the websites like Tinder and Plenty of Fish and what's it called? Crumbs. I think it's one called Crumbs or Bottoms Up or something like that. And you could just find somebody to talk to you might can actually get to know somebody, just through conversation to see if you like them. Well, I'm just saying that's just another way to stay safe. A lot of people are on these sites, honey, finding booze and girlfriends and just chit-chatting to get to know them during the coronavirus time. I mean, I can't say you're going to meet them, they're going to look the same, but at least you have somebody to talk to. You're lonely. I mean, yeah, tell them to hold a paper towel up and send you a picture, then it's really them.
Listen, I ain't with the online thing.
I'm just giving y'all alternatives to the problem.
Y'all kind of, because you could be anybody you want to be online until you see they could be crazy or anything. Orlando said, boo, Shell.
No, and don't, Orlando, I'm so serious. It's easier to meet. Just think, a lot of people don't know how to communicate. Everything's based on your look and your size and your this and your that's, all this extra that you got to do. What about just dating somebody for who the fuck they are? Conversation
more.
What happens if you have somebody and they just fall apart and all the looks are gone? Do you walk out the relationship? No, go out here and Plenty of Fish people and hook them in. And if the looks really matter, make them hold up a towel in the video to make sure that it's them.
Okay, so how did your experience with Plenty of Fish go?
That was a little different. That was a little crazy. I'm talking because I didn't screen the food. That's why. But I'm talking about now in the pandemic. Vonda's always trying to call me out on blast. Now I'm talking about now in this pandemic. While we're sitting here, just go.
I was using you for my example as to why I don't.
Well, let me tell you. Okay, I'll say this. Okay, I'll tell you this. Stay off Plenty of Fish. Go to Tinder, pay the $35, get the screening done.
Look, you heard me. She got plenty of food. Rodriguez said he wear and he don't like it either. I'm good. I take my time. I'm old fashioned in that sense. I'd rather meet somebody like face to face.
In person. I mean, what in the world when people be texting you all the time? Everybody can't talk. I can't stand it. I be like, good Lord, pick up the fucking phone. All this texting. I'm 48 years old. I ain't got time to be texting.
Wow.
My whole text, that's crazy.
Then every time you doze off the phone, ding, 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 ding. No, I don't like that.
You gotta be reading in the middle of the night. Don't miss me with that, please.
I'm a grown ass woman. I need some conversation. I don't need nobody texting me all day.
You gotta be thinking like, what the fuck you doing? Why you can't never call? You always texting. Like, what is the problem here? And especially now during coronavirus, you should want to talk all the goddamn time versus texting all the time.
To say that, they probably texting because they ass got somebody there already and they can't talk.
Right there next to them and can't talk.
Yeah. You know how to be sneaking, or somebody done got up to go downstairs or go get something to
They
eat.
be like,
Cook,
"Let me talk to you
and
really
then they
quickly. Hey,"
texting
and
real
then
quick.
they be like, "I gotta go real quick."
Yeah, that kind of shit. Uh-huh. But yeah, you got
You got, I'm talking right now, should nobody, if you already did you think about it really realistically, if you are in something right now in this pandemic and somebody is texting your black ass, there's a reason why they're texting you. Because you ain't doing nothing but sitting at home anyway. Why the frick can't you pick up the phone? I can't.
that other person, boy, they gonna talk to you in front of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be taking be mindful of what's going on here. You meet
Well,
somebody they're gonna give you their number, honey. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to you all day.
mm-hmm. Well, you know, I just say during this pandemic, it's a time to reflect on your life, your priorities, get things in order. If you in a fucked up relationship, reevaluate that. And you know, when
Get
the
out.
pandemic is over,
I
send
never
them
will be get out.
your ass, when the pandemic is over,
Get
send
out.
your ass out with the pandemic. So, you know,
You might this pandemic might make people really see a lot. You might turn over and look
I
at your
have.
wife your boo and be like, "Oh my God, this ain't what I want to do." And then you might roll and be like, "Oh my God, I really love this person, and I really probably screwed up here." You know what I'm saying? You got to really, and not just in that area, in every area of your life. This is probably the time when you need to sit down and be like, "Okay, some shit is a little bit crazy. I done did some stuff that's a little messed up. Let me figure out how to get my life right with God. Let me figure out how to get a better relationship with my kids." Some people can't be around their kids, honey. That's sad when you can't be around your own children
That's
for a
true.
long period of time because you ain't used to being with them long.
But it also, the good thing, back to what Monte said, is a blessing and a curse, is it forced people to bond and communicate with their kids, and especially these celebrities, because you know they nanny down, but their ass been forced to stay home to get another.
And they probably still nanny down going, "Oh my God, my kid's in the room for more than 20 minutes.
But I'm like, I wouldn't care how much money I had. I don't care if I was a multi-millionaire. I'm gonna raise my kids. I don't want my kids growing up.
I got to have them children, honey. I got to feel them. I got to touch them.
Money back.
I know.
No, seriously, I wouldn't want
Yeah.
somebody raising my kids. My kids just see me as money bags, but I haven't been a parent. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I see it's a dollar sign. That's mama. She just dropping off some coins.
Yeah,
I'm going to boarding school today. No.
Nita, I've seen a lot of things differently. You see people differently. You see all types of things. And you know, but like I was saying, it's forced families to either grow apart or grow closer. One of the two.
And it's either of the two happening right now, honey.
Right.
You either falling out or you falling in.
Nita's absolutely right. You guys, people's kids tell me more than they tell their parents. And that's true, because you might be the only person they can talk to.
They can talk to. Yeah.
Don't have
and that's just true. Some people don't have no relationship with their children whatsoever, and I think that's so sad. Like, you gotta find time for them babies, honey. That you can't just have them run around here, honey, just running free.
I could not imagine not talking to my kids, or you know, just like you have people with kids in the same city and they don't even see them. Like, how you do that? How you live with yourself to be able to do that? Renee said suicide. Yeah, Renee, suicide is up. And, you know, and they're not talking about the suicide rates of people that's going up either, because the people that's, you know, suffering from don't know what to do or stressed.
Exactly. The ones that really have the problems. Do you think it's selfish about everything under the sun?
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Yeah, we got
Renee,
7 minutes.
No, what I was saying, the suicide rates are up, and not only with the people that are suffering from it, but healthcare workers, because they so stressed out. But people not talking about it. They ain't talking about it at all, because you know, you see these people just like bawling, don't know what to do because they can't help somebody. They overwork, they underpaid, and then when they get sick, the nurses and doctors that they work with don't even want to help them.
And you think, what happens when they run out of money? What happens when we really run out of money?
Yeah.
People are going to start stealing. They're going to start fighting. They're going to start fighting each other's. Neighbors are going to start fighting each other's. People, you watch how much is going to increase time because of that. It's going to push you to have to do some shit out of character when shit gets real.
I said Donald Trump is like the movie Purge.
Yeah, when the stuff really gets real.
Nita said teachers with their students 7 to more hours a day. Once the parents get home, up here the kids are going to bed and hardly see their parents. Yeah, that's almost everywhere, Nita, because you think
that's almost every parent. You know, but I make sure like my kids, when they have time, they come in and they lay right on my bed. This is mommy time, honey. We're gonna talk about everything under the sun.
Orlando said he just knows somebody whose child just took some pills yesterday. That's so sad.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
And yeah, Nita, they do need to get them some help quick. But you know, I don't know. It's just people. It's just sad.
Help somebody. Help somebody else. I mean, you could be a mentor to some of these kids that need help. Mm-hmm. A lot of kids have broken homes anyway, and you have kids that deal with people that their parents are on drugs during this pandemic. They trying to foot it by themselves, and they probably only outlet was going to school. You think about the poverty schools like Clarkson High School, where there's all kinds of kids struggling and living in hotels already. And like the food trucks make a difference to them. And then their parents now ain't got no jobs. What do? You end up beating your kid because you're mad.
Yep.
And you're depressed.
Frustrated. Or hurting them, trying to kill them.
Just trying to just get your mind right. Life can be very brutal.
But think about the kids that have to fend for themselves because of those situations.
That don't have no choice. They don't have no
kids that, no, but do you know how many kids are actually homeless, go to school every day and pretend like they live somewhere?
I'm telling you, Clarkson High School, hands on. It's an immigrant school, so it's all kinds of nationalities, and people are struggling. Half of them don't have green cards. Half of their parents don't speak English, and they're struggling for real. And then you think about when you grown and you ungrateful as hell, and you fuss about little minor shit like your faucet might be dripping, or you know something that's out the blue. Where you thinking you got to think sometimes like it ain't always about you.
Nita said she talks to her students and check on them to make sure they're okay. Nita, you've always done that.
And that's the one thing I say about Jalen's teachers. All his teachers check on him, honey. They call all the time.
I was fortunate enough that, you know, my brother, you know, is always in the schools and stuff. And then one of my really good friends worked at the school. So she always stayed up on whatever, you know, was going on with my child and stuff. And she'll call or whatever. And she knows that if she step out, you handle that, then you let me know. Because, you know, it takes a village. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and a lot of people now, especially these young people, if you say something to their child, you about have to fight them.
You better have to, right. But what you need to do now at this time, with all this stuff, this is the time when people need to be helping people. Kids talking to them, getting to know their children, probably getting to know their spouse, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, whatever it is you're doing. This is the time when you need to look at yourself and see if your life is really right. If you've been given a platform of time to say, hey, let me make some changes, let me do some stuff differently, let me look at myself, let me start with me. Stop starting with other people, start with yourself first. And see all the you first. Don't be worried about Susie Homemaker over here and what she's doing. Think about what you can fix within yourself to make yourself better. Honey, they gave y'all 6 months off work. What else can you get? You ain't got nothing but time.
Nita said, both are correct. These kids have so much to deal with. Sometimes I come home stressed from listening to their problems. And it does affect you, especially if you're an empathetic person. You know what I'm saying? You feel the things that's coming off of kids, especially if they're kids and they can't help themselves and they're trying to do the best they can, trying to do well in school, trying to find somewhere to stay, to sleep at night, do homework.
You know what's so crazy? Because we're actually having a show where we're actually bringing teenagers on the show, our kids, to talk about the kind of parents we are. Like you talk about helping kids, like the kids that I have had. Some of my kids ain't my kids; they're like adopted in kids that I have taken in and raised, and they have gone to college, and they're going to be on the show to talk about that kind of stuff. But those are the things you have to look at. When you can help somebody, help them. You could be somebody's savior, and you don't even know you saved them.
Right. And you know, like I always say, a kind word goes a long way. You know, you don't have to give somebody everything. Sometimes somebody just needs encouragement. just say something, you're doing well, or you can do this.
Say something nice.
Just something positive. It's so much negativity. Hey, Arnold, it's so much negativity in the world. We need all the positivity that we can get. And, I have everybody, before this pandemic stuff, and they still be trying to come at my house, taking care of feeding kids, giving people places to stay, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's what we have to do. If especially, we're not rich and we're not all this, but if we can help somebody, we do.
But if you can help somebody, I mean, Vonda sometimes gets on me because I take everybody in for free. I be like, oh, you can come stay here. We got a room, honey. You can stay as long as you need. Oh, we got some food. Don't be talking about what you can't eat. We bring people. It's so, because I figure like this. If I have a 7-bedroom house and it's empty, what good is it doing me? If I have all this space and I'm just living in it by myself, what good is it doing me? If I can say, hey, honey, I got a room, go lay your babies, wash your baby, hold on to your children. I got this. We was paying the bills before you got here. So if I can do that for somebody, and I'm not rich and I don't have money growing on my eyeballs, but I get blessed in other ways. I tell people this all the time. You gotta know how to do stuff from your heart, especially now. It's going to be a lot of people homeless during this pandemic. It's going to be a lot of kids running free that need places to go. My son brings somebody home every day. I mean, I have people staying in my house for weeks at a time, and I'd be like, Lord, just let the child stay in the room, honey. And they come and they just make themselves just as home. But that's because I show them you're loved here. This is a loving home, honey. We're going to give you what you need here. You're going to have to get something. You can't. And Bond is the same way. That's probably why our friendship is as close as it is. You just can't be about yourself all the time.
You got to help somebody. You can't live in this world alone. And we all, at some point in time, have needed a helping hand from somewhere or somebody. So it's our duty to always try to do that and give back. I've seen people on the streets, bought people hotel rooms. It's like anything. Like, I just don't like to see people like in a state where they look like or they're suffering, or I feel like they suffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not even had it to do, but before I see a lady and her kids on the street trying to find somewhere for her and her babies to stay at night, I'll pay my last dime to give them somewhere to stay, at least for a couple of nights, if not for one or whatever, something, because I would want something to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
do unto others, honey, as you want them to do unto you.
Kind to people. It's some mean-spirited people in this world. And then with all this racial shit going on, all this racism,
right?
And Black Lives Matter, then black on black, and just it's just too much. It's just too much. We have to start loving ourselves better so we can love somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times you get back what you really do put out. It may not seem like it sometimes, but you really do. You do. You just got to be nice, kind to each other, because this world is cruel we live in. So, and this pandemic is forcing people to really show their true colors. So you better pay attention to that too. It's been there, but they're really out here and bold with this shit. And they need to realize that they can't do the shit that they used to do because people not built like they were back then. And by the time somebody start getting their wig split and all this kind of stuff, then we're gonna look like the bad guys again, when it's always been done to us. Because you can't let them do what they want to do and walk all over you. You still got to protect yourself and your family. Okay, y'all, let me get these last comments and we're gonna wrap this thing on up. Let's see. Wait a minute.
I think it's on.
Yep, I even keep in contact with my older students who have kids now. Some have lost their job, still working. If I can help them, I do. I know you do need. That's good. God will bless you, me and you, Shelly.
I'm sorry, y'all. I feel terrible. I'm really about to shut it off. I got to, because I'm gonna follow on this stream if I don't. I feel that bad right now.
Renee said encouragement is definitely needed. People are going through so much, and you never know what pain lies behind the smile. With COVID-19 going on, as well as all the protests, we really need to learn how to love people more. It's needed. I totally agree, Renee. That's what I just said. But we really do, y'all. But with that being said, Shelly look like she about to fall on over, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead. We're over as usual, but this got kind of good and touched on it, some important things, I think. But y'all, with that being said, y'all have a great night. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Stay prayed up. Keep everybody else in your prayers. Stay safe. We love y'all. This is Shelly Live and V Lovebird once again. And y'all have a good night. And we love y'all. Good night.
Yeah, I can't play this stream tonight. It won't come on. The song is jammed. I can't get it to play. So we just going to say good night, y'all. Y'all have a good, we'll see y'all Wednesday. We'll see y'all Wednesday.
Medical attention, Shelly.
Yes, I am feeling terrible, y'all. This was the hardest stream, but I wanted to come up. So I came up just for my good people that come up with us to watch us, just to be like, you know, just to stay true to my people that actually come on. But I do feel bad. I got to go later and I have to because I'm going to fall out if I don't. Y'all have a good night.
Nita said, get you some green tea, gargle with it, and drink it hot. Love you too, Nita. And Renee said, take care of it. All right, y'all. Good night.
Y'all have a good one.